Today we're at Niku Steakhouse, a Japanese Wagyu-focused steakhouse located in the design district of San Francisco. For our visit, we reserved seats to the restaurant's limited chef's counter, where you get front row seats to a Japanese charcoal-fueled roaring live fire that gives off aromatic wafts of high-quality beef. Niku's secret weapon is chef and proprietor Guy Crims, who owns the butcher shop next door to Niku and is the mastermind behind the restaurant's ability to source exclusive cuts of Japanese Wagyu directly from local farmers in Japan. At the time of our visit, Niku has 1 Michelin star. To start off the evening, we ordered 2 indispensable dishes from the starter section of Niku's menu, the beef tartare and the bone marrow. The tartare was a mixture of Japanese and Australian Wagyu, with trimmings of Wagyu fat mixed in, topped with a Wagyu fat poached egg yolk. This was as all beef tartare should be. A nice chew to it, but not too tough, and the ideal blend of lean and fat that results in a pure unadulterated beefy flavor. But as good as the tartare was, the truly stunning and quite frankly surprising part of this dish were the crisps that came along with the tartare. At first glance, it just looks like ordinary pork rinds, but this was so much more. The chefs at Niku go through a 3-day process of boiling beef tendon, slicing, drying, then frying to create one of the most satisfying expressions of beef tendon that I've had the pleasure of experiencing. Next, the kitchen brought out this extravagant expression of bone marrow, topped with roasted short rib, bordelaise sauce, and an assortment of pickled produce. The bone marrow is accompanied by bread from the renowned San Francisco-based Jane the Bakery. The bone marrow itself was perhaps a bit too busy in that it felt like the chefs were trying to jam too many flavors into a single bone. But the addition of the perfectly toasted sourdough mellowed out the multitude of flavors that would have been too intense on their own. And the waiter was attentive enough to offer us additional toast at our request. This brings us into the ember roasted section of Niku's menu, which includes various meat courses such as trout, American Wagyu, and Australian Wagyu. But while all of those are great options and warrant a possible part 2, we came to Niku for their Japanese Wagyu, of which during our visit we opted for Niku's 4-part Wagyu tasting, consisting of a curated selection of A3, A4, and A5 Wagyu. Fittingly, the waiter presents us with a collection of handcrafted steak knives to go with the tasting. I wanted to choose the cleaver, but someone else got to it before me. The progression through these different grades of Wagyu was like being in a spaceship at takeoff, making its way through the different levels of the atmosphere until that moment where you get to orbit and experience the beauty of space. At least that's how I imagine being in a rocket will be like. Niku's ability to source an impressively diverse range of Wagyu cuts allows it to put together a tasting like this one. Accompanying the Wagyu were a selection of small dishes from the side section of the menu, including Niku's crispy potatoes, grilled broccolini, koshi hikari rice, and confit maifake mushrooms. For dessert, we ordered Niku's Wagyu-Fat Brownie and the lemon Chiboust. The brownie was moist and rich, likely from the use of Wagyu fat, and the meringue sitting on top was wonderfully gooey, prompting childhood memories of roasted marshmallows by an open fire. This is lemon Chiboust, a salty, zesty, creamy creation that was so beautifully arranged that I almost felt bad about eating it. Emphasis on almost. The subtle salty notes in the dish were particularly special as they added another element of flavor to the Chiboust that elevated the dish to the fourth dimension. And yes, I do literally mean that each bite of this dish was so good that time travel became possible and I lost all sense of my physical body. And that was everything we ate at Niku Steakhouse. While Niku has a wide range of offerings on its menu, the crown jewel of this restaurant is still its unmatched ability to source rare and unique cuts of Japanese Wagyu that you don't often find on this side of the Pacific Ocean. For Japanese Wagyu fanatics, Niku is as close as it gets to just buying a one-way ticket straight to Japan. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.